Our Robinson Crusoe is now in a supermarket. Thankfully, he doesn't have to produce his own goods now. Instead, he can use this thing called money to buy things others have produced. How magical that seems now to him after being in the wilderness. Money really is like magic. We'll see how the magic works in a later chapter. We are going to explain a new concept now. But before that, I have to be honest with you once more. There are some assumptions here again. There always are in economics. We can't escape it. Assumption 1. A rational man can readily order and choose between products. Assumption 2. A rational man's satisfaction can be quantified, compared, added, etc. Assumption 3. A rational man knows exactly how much satisfaction he gets from each and every product available to him. Assumption 4. A rational man will always try to maximize his satisfaction. So those are the assumptions. Now let's go back to Crusoe in the supermarket. How does he choose? He uses a concept called utility. Logically, we know that he gets some satisfaction from each product he buys. Otherwise, he won't buy, right? Would you? Okay, so we assume that this satisfaction can be quantified and it can be measured in an imaginary unit called utils. This utils is completely imaginary, okay? Completely made up by economists. In reality, our mind is not a machine with numbers ticking over and stuff. But this idea helps us explain behavior, so we use it. We also assumed that he knows exactly how many utils each product gives him. That is, how much satisfaction he gets. The wonderful thing we'll observe now is that if given a choice between two products, he knows exactly which one he prefers more. That's awesome, right? We waste so much time debating what to do. I have given you a lot of examples. I want you to think of some examples now. Times when you debate between movies and studying, between cricket matches, different things. We waste so much time on these choices. And here, Crusoe, Homo economicus, can decide immediately, just like that. How does he do it? He just compares the satisfaction each gives him. Simple. Now, if there was no limit on money, he would still like to have it all. After all, more satisfaction is always better than less. But sadly, he can't buy everything because there is a cost to buying. Remember scarcity? Every non-free good will have prices. So what he buys depends on two things actually. Not just his satisfaction, but also on the price. So it depends on 1. The price. How much he has to pay to get it. The cost. And 2. On how much he wants the product, his utility or satisfaction, the benefit he gets from them. In economic language, we can say his choice will be made on cost and benefit. Here, utility is the benefit and price is the cost. And he analyzes and makes choices by looking at benefits and costs. This analysis is called CBA or cost benefit analysis, which is nothing but benefit minus cost for each product. This is the basic evaluation method for choices. A choice is an efficient choice or a good choice or a rational choice if the benefit from the decision is greater than the cost. The more this difference, the more we'll feel happy about any given purchase. Think about it once. Do you agree? Would you feel the same way? Let's take an example. If some product, say apples, gives Crusoe benefit or utility or satisfaction of 10 utils, that is B, and the cost, that is the price, is 15, that is C. Would you buy it? Wait a minute. Did you notice we are comparing two different units here? Utils here and rupees here. That is because we again conveniently assume utils are in comparable units to money, that is rupees here. So we are basically saying economists assume we all are money minded. We calculate satisfaction in terms equal to money. So 1 util equals 1 rupee, effectively in terms of value. What do you think? No. Looks like he won't buy. What if we reduce the price and the price is only 8? Yes, he will buy now. Simple, right? One small plot twist here though. The satisfaction we get from a product is not constant. The more Crusoe buys of something, the less satisfaction he gets from it. So the other products start looking a lot more attractive. Can you relate to this? What would you value more? The first ice cream you have on a hot summer day or the 10th? The first sip of water after walking for hours in a desert or the 100th? In economics, This reduction of satisfaction we feel as we have more of something is called diminishing marginal utility. Simple things are made to sound so complicated, right? Here, this marginal is another technical term for us to take note of. It is the word we use when we look at incremental values, that is, how much extra utility Crusoe gets from each additional or incremental item. Take for example apples. The first apple gave Crusoe 10 utils, second 8, third maybe 6, fourth only 4, and so on, it keeps reducing. Here, total utility from the 4 apples comes out as 28, but mu of the 4th apple, the marginal or incremental utility, is only 4. But on the first one, Crusoe got a lot more. He got 10. The total utility that we get keeps increasing as long as mu is positive. It keeps increasing, as you can see here. But the marginal utility starts reducing from the very first unit itself. As you can see here, it might even become negative at some point. Why does it become negative? What happens there? Because from that point onwards, Crusoe has got enough apples. If he gets any more apples, he doesn't want it. Even if given for free, he wouldn't like it because he doesn't get any satisfaction from them anymore. Probably because it's too difficult to carry them. He doesn't want that much. He will get a stomach ache, etc. Now, what happens at this point to total utility? If we just plot upwards from here, you can see at the same point, mu becomes negative, tu starts to slope downwards. Why does tu start sloping downward at the same point? Because until now, each apple was adding utility. So the curve was sloping upwards. But from this point onwards, each apple is going to subtract utility. So the slope starts coming downwards. So the mu of apples keeps coming down as Crusoe buys more. But price remains the same. So if price was 8, then he'll buy the first apple. And for the second apple, the mu comes down to 8. He can still buy one more. But will he buy the third? Now B is only 6 for the third apple. Now cost is more than benefit. P is greater than mu. He won't buy any more apples at this price. That doesn't mean he'll stop shopping though. He will only stop buying apples. That's all. He still has money left, right? He is going to use it. Now some other product might look more attractive to him. He will keep shopping till his money gets over. So what we saw in this example, this is the idea of utility and of diminishing marginal utility. Do you think you shop like this too? If you think a bit, you realize that this more or less explains your behavior in supermarkets too.